My mom refused to watch my daughter. We're not your nannies. I was the son who paid his mortgage, so I just smiled and replied, "You're right. And I'm not your bank." That's when the panic began. My name is Scott. I'm 33, a paramedic, the oldest kid, and the one who knows every back road to every ER within 30 miles. My life moves in sirens and seconds. At home, it's diapers, daycare slots, and the soft weight of a 3-year-old girl who falls asleep on my shoulder between my night shifts. I'm a dad before anything else. I used to think I was also a good son. Saturday morning, after a 12-hour, I drove to my parents' house with my daughter, Lily, in her tiny yellow rain boots. I'd texted ahead, "Can you watch her for 2 hours? I'll sleep and pick her up before lunch." Mom opened the door, coffee in hand, robe tied too tight. Dad was behind her, sitting with the TV remote like a scepter. "Hey," I said. She's had breakfast. Backpack's got snacks. Mom didn't move. "We're not your nannies." The words landed like a slap. Lily reached for grandma out of habit. Mom crossed her arms. "I just need 2 hours," I said, voice low so Lily wouldn't flinch. "I've been up all night." Multi-car collision. We're retired," Mom cut in. "We raised our kids. We're done raising yours." Dad clicked the volume down on the TV, but didn't look at me. "Listen to your mother." 2 hours, I said again. I heard how small it sounded. "Please." Mom's mouth pinched. "You think because you help around here sometimes you get to drop a child on us?" "No. We have plans." "What plans?" I asked. I shouldn't have. I knew better. "Brunch," she said, chin lifting. "With friends who don't treat us like babysitters." I looked at Lily. She was chewing on the zipper of her hoodie. Her eyes were big. She whispered, "Daddy home." I felt the heat rise in my chest. Not anger. Not yet. That hot, stupid shame. Because I had been the helper in this family for years. I had covered more than 2 hours. I swallowed it. I smiled even. I nodded like I'd heard a reasonable thing. I pulled Lily close. "You're right," I said to Mom, voice steady. "You're not my nannies." Mom smirked, satisfied. She started to close the door. "And I'm not your bank," I added, just as the latch clicked. The smile fell off her face. Dad finally looked at me. "What?" Mom said. I said I'm not your bank. I shifted Lily on my hip. "We'll go." For a second, nobody breathed. Then Mom's voice changed. Too sweet, too fast. "Scotty, don't be dramatic." I turned for the car. Behind me, I heard the panic start to shape itself, thin and sharp. "Scott, wait," Dad said. "What's that supposed to mean?" I buckled Lily in, kissed her forehead, and drove away before I told them exactly what it meant. I had the words. I had the receipts. But first, I had a kid to put down for a nap and 2 hours to lie awake staring at my ceiling, replaying every transfer, every favor, every time I'd let them call it help instead of what it really was. I became a paramedic because I like clear problems with clear steps. Airway, breathing, circulation. On scene, nobody argues that blood is blood. You do what needs doing. Families aren't like that. In my family, wounds got renamed attitude, and help was a staircase that never ended. Dad was a contractor who loved tools and dead equally. Mom worked at a dental office and narrated everything like a Facebook post. We weren't poor growing up, but money felt like weather. Bad, good, mostly out of our control. I learned early to say yes before anybody asked. At 19, I picked up night shifts in community college classes. At 21, when Dad misread the payment date, I covered a mortgage payment just this once. At 24, when my sister, Jenna, crashed her car, I co-signed the replacement because her rate would be insane without you. At 25, when Mom needed a crown that insurance didn't cover, I handed her my credit card because she cried in the kitchen and said, "We're family, right?" Then I became a dad. Lily's mom, Hannah, and I didn't work out. It happens. We parent well together, just not together. We split time around my shifts. I take the overnights at work because the pay is better and toddlers don't care about your circadian rhythm anyway. When Lily was born, I told myself I'd stop being the default wallet. Then Dad's back went out. Then the roof leaked. Then Jenna lost a job. Every time I tried to set a boundary, Mom used that soft voice. "Scott, you know we don't ask unless we need it. You're so good with money." Translation, you're the only one who'll say yes. The thing about help is it gets rebranded as obligation without you noticing. I started tracking it because my brain needed something solid. Little notes in my phone. $350. Jenna's car insurance, bridge, $1,200. Dad's surprise, property taxes. $600. Mom's, can you put it on your card and we'll Zelle you next week. I told myself I was keeping receipts purely for my own sanity. I wasn't planning to use them. That would be petty. That would make me the problem. There were other things. Not big crimes. Just the daily erosion of respect. I dropped Lily at my parents' for an hour while I ran to the pharmacy, and Mom would sigh like I'd asked her to watch a stranger's dog. If I asked Dad to secure the baby gate, he'd say, "We raised 2 children, Scott. We know what we're doing." When I brought dinner, they'd post pictures and write family time, like they'd cooked for me. The family group chat was its own ecosystem. Photos of Jenna's small wins, Dad's golf scores, Mom's passive-aggressive memes about ungrateful children. If I pushed back on anything, the chorus started. Mom, wow. Sensitive much. Dad, don't text me at work about drama. Jenna, God, you're such a martyr. It escalated slowly. That's how you keep someone useful. You don't blow them up. You sand them down. 2 months ago, I found out something that stopped me cold. I called the mortgage company on a day off because the autopay that I'd set up for my parents had pinged my bank with a manual review hold. I wanted to make sure the draft would go through. The woman on the phone sounded confused. There's a second card attached to this account, she said. It's been used for 2 cash advances. Excuse me, I said. Whose card? Secondary authorized user, she read. Jenna. I didn't yell. I thanked her. I hung up. I stared at the kitchen table with Lily's crayons spread like confetti and felt my jaw clench so hard my teeth hurt. I had never authorized that. I had told my parents, in plain words, that my card was only for the mortgage. I'd set the exact amount plus $5. I'd done the math. That night, I asked Jenna about it. Oh wow, relax, she said. It was an emergency. I'll pay you back. It was 2 cash advances, I said. Yeah, emergencies. She rolled her eyes. You're obsessed with money. I called Mom. She sighed. Your sister was in a bind. We told her it would be fine. You're making this ugly. Ugly. That was the word for me noticing. Then came this week. The week with more calls, more binds. My schedule looked like a game of Tetris played by someone angry. Monday, 7 p, 7 a. Tuesday, sleep? No. Daycare closed due to water main break. Mom texted. We can take Lily 10 to 12 if you bring lunch. I brought lunch, diaper bag, wipes, a list. When I picked Lily up, Mom said, she was fussy, like it was a criticism I should fix. Wednesday night was bad at work. A teenage overdose, a cardiac arrest in a driveway, the kind of calls you take home in your bones. I got off at 8 a.m. Thursday, and all I wanted was a nap. I texted the group. Can anyone watch Lily for 2 hours? I'll pick her up at 11. Jenna read it and didn't answer. Dad never replies before noon. Mom wrote, we'll see. 10 minutes later. Actually, we can't. Plans. Then the line at the door. We're not your nannies. The thing is, if that had been the first time, I would have shrugged. But you don't say that to the person who paid your mortgage for 3 years straight while working nights and mixing formula at 3 a.m. You don't say that after adding your daughter to the bill behind his back. You don't say that to the son who has bailed you out more times than the fire department. On the drive home, Lily sang along to some song about rainbows. I nodded, smiled, gripped the wheel. I kept seeing my notes file in my head, line after line. Help. Emergency. Can you run this? The numbers made a shape. It looked like a red line. I put Lily down for a nap. I made coffee and didn't drink it. I opened my banking app. I scrolled. The totals made my stomach go cold and then very, very calm. When Lily woke up, I put her in her booster and we went to the park. She stomped in puddles. I watched the clouds move. When my phone buzzed, it was Mom. We don't appreciate your tone earlier. I typed. Deleted. Typed. Deleted. Then I wrote. You're right. I was unclear. I'll clarify. I didn't do it in person. I knew better. In person, Mom cries. Dad gets loud. Jenna turns mean and funny at the same time. Group chat it was. Receipts only. No metaphors. I opened notes. I copied the top lines. I started the message. Since we're talking about roles, I wrote. Here's what I've covered since 2021. Not exhaustive, just major items. Then I dropped the list. Dates. Amounts. Screenshots. The mortgage autopay circled. The cash advances I hadn't approved, highlighted. The Zelle transfers labeled for groceries that aligned perfectly with Dad's golf weekends. The credit card statement with Mom's crown and the payment plan I set up for her because she couldn't deal with those calls. I attached the email from the mortgage company confirming Jenna as an authorized user added by homeowner. I attached a screenshot of my text to Dad last year. Please do not add anyone to this account. It's for mortgage only, followed by his thumbs up emoji. I wrote, I am the bank here. That's the role I've been playing. That ends today. I hit send. Immediately, 3 dots from Mom. Then nothing. Then Jenna. Why would you post our private stuff like that? I replied, it's our money stuff. It's mine. Dad chimed in. You're out of line, son. We raised you. You don't throw that in our faces. You're right, I wrote. You raised me. I also paid your house note 29 times. I'm done. Then I ended the autopay. I called the mortgage company and removed my card. I made them read me the confirmation number twice. I told them to flag any attempt to re-add me without my approval. I shut down the card tied to Mom's account and opened a new one. I turned off Zelle to anyone not named Hannah. I expected the explosion, and it came exactly on schedule. Mom called. I let it go to voicemail. She left 3 messages in a row, her voice moving through the stages like a weather alert. Message 1. Scott, honey, you're misunderstanding. We never asked, you offered. We're grateful. Message 2. I cannot believe you're punishing us. We've been there for you. For Lily. Message 3. If your father and I lose the house, that's on you. Jenna texted a paragraph about family loyalty and men who abandon their parents. I didn't answer. I was on the floor building a tower of blocks with Lily. She knocked it down and clapped, delighted. I felt something loosen between my shoulder blades. When Mom realized the quiet wasn't budging, she switched tactics. She texted in the family chat, if anyone can help, we need $1,100 by Tuesday. Then, to me privately, you wouldn't let your daughter be homeless. I stared at that one for a long time. I pictured Lily sleeping, her breath whistling softly. I thought about airway, breathing, circulation. In the field, you know when not to do CPR. You know when the thing you're doing isn't helping, it's just motion. This wasn't helping. It was keeping everyone sick. I typed one last message to the group. From now on, my priority is Lily. I will not fund your lifestyle or your emergencies created by bad choices. I will be polite at family events. I will answer texts about holidays. I will not be your bank. I added, and if anyone uses my name to attach a card to anything, I will file a police report. No drama, just a report. Dad finally called. I answered. He went straight to anger. Big man, he said. Flash your little screenshots. You think that makes you right? It makes me finished, I said. There was a long pause. Then, softer, scared. We could lose the house. You had 3 years, I said. I bought you time. I have a child. I can't keep you alive by dying slower. He hung up. The silence after felt like the clean click of a buckle when everything is finally secure. The next week was all voicemail and echoes. I saved some of them because I'm a paramedic and we write everything down. Documentation is love in my line of work. Mom tried apology light. We didn't realize you'd been keeping track. Translation, we didn't realize you'd show us the ledger. Then the extended family got involved. Aunt Karen called to say, your mother is very upset, like I'd murdered the family dog. Uncle Pete texted, we all help our parents, buddy, with exactly $0 attached. My cousin sent a shrug emoji and a link to a budgeting app. Meanwhile, the practical parts of life didn't care. Lily had a checkup. Work had a mass casualty drill. Hannah and I traded shifts like chess moves. At the end of one 24-hour loop, I finally sat on my couch and felt the apartment be quiet. My phone buzzed. It was Dad. Can we talk numbers? He asked, voice small. It startled me. I'd never heard my father sound like a man asking for help he didn't automatically deserve. Sure, I said. Numbers are what this is about. He explained they were 2 payments behind, not 1. He explained the refinance he'd been working on fell through because of income verification. He explained, in the voice of a child, that the house was complicated, and they never meant for me to carry it alone. He used the word we like a life vest. I listened. Then I said the line I'd rehearsed. Here's what I can do. I can help you call the bank and set up a hardship plan. I can help you create a budget that you follow. I can babysit any day I'm off so you both can get part-time work. I will not give you money. Silence. Then a scoff. Then the other dad came back. Babysit, he said. We're not your nannies. There it was again. The line that started the avalanche. You don't have to be, I said. You also don't get to be my creditors. He hung up on that. 2 days later, the family group chat turned into a live grenade. Mom wrote a long post about adult children who forget where they came from, with a photo of me at 10 holding a fishing pole. Jenna piled on with, must be nice to be rich, which made me laugh out loud because paramedic pay is not that. An aunt I barely see wrote, I'm just praying for reconciliation. A neighbor chimed in with, ignore the haters, Sharon, and posted a heart. I didn't respond. Hannah did. She never writes in my family chat. She stays out of it. But this time, she sent 5 sentences that should be framed. Scott is the best father I know. He works nights to make sure Lily has what she needs. He has carried responsibilities that were never his. This isn't about love. It's about boundaries. If you can't respect that, please stop texting him. Mom texted me privately. Can you control your ex? I wrote back, no. She's a full human. Also, she's right. The days stretched. The due date hit. They found the $1,100 somewhere that wasn't me. Maybe Aunt Karen. Maybe a friend. I didn't ask. The mortgage company still called the next week, though, to notify the account is at risk of delinquency. I told the woman I couldn't discuss, not on that level anymore, and ended the call with my hands shaking. And then came Saturday, the brunch day, the day Mom told me she wasn't my nanny. They did go to brunch. She posted a picture, mimosa, filtered light, a caption about choosing joy. It had 3 typos. I was tired. I made pancakes with Lily anyway. I let her pour the batter and turn the music up and decided this was our joy. At noon, my doorbell rang. It was Mom. No makeup. Eyes red. A folder in her hand. Can I come in? She asked. I let her. She stood in my kitchen, looked around like she hadn't been there 100 times before, and held out the folder. Hardship plan, she said. They want proof of income. A list of expenses. Your father doesn't have it organized. I don't. I can't. Her voice cracked. I took the folder. Inside, there were crumpled statements, a handwritten list of bills, a typed form from the bank with blank spaces. I set it on the table. I'll help you fill this out, I said. Then I have to sleep before shift. She nodded. She watched me print out a budget template like it was a magic trick. She watched me hand her a highlighter and say, needs are yellow, wants are blue. She watched me cross out the golf club membership. She flinched. He'll be angry, she said. He can be angry, I said. Angry is cheaper than foreclosure. She laughed, a short, surprised sound. Then she stopped. We worked for an hour. I didn't say, I told you so. I didn't say nanny. She didn't say bank. When we finished, she squeezed the folder to her chest. At the door, she hesitated. We love Lily, she said. I know, I said. And we love you, she added, like she was practicing a new language. I nodded. I need you to love me with respect. She blinked. Okay. That night, at 2 a.m., on a call for a guy with chest pain in a gas station parking lot, my partner looked over as I pulled aspirin from the kit. You good? He asked. I think so, I said, and meant it. The following week, Jenna called. I let it ring twice, then answered. She didn't do small talk. I need the number for your budget person. I am the budget person, I said. She groaned. Fine. I got a job. Bartending. I need to figure out how to not blow it. I opened my laptop. Okay, I said. Start with your actual take-home, not the number they told you you'd make if every night is New Year's Eve. We talked for 20 minutes. She listened in the way you listen when you're scared. At the end, she said, you're still impossible. The way some people say thanks. I laughed. Love you too, I said. She hung up. Dad didn't call. He sent an emoji, 2 hands pressed together. Prayer? Please. Both. I didn't reply. Boundaries have a boring side. It's forms and phone trees and groceries that aren't bought because they aren't in the plan. It's me saying no to overtime because I promised Lily the park. It's me learning to let my parents solve problems they made. It's also bright. It's Lily taking my face in her little hands after I pulled a double and saying, Daddy sleepy. Daddy cookie, with the kind of authority my mother uses, but kinder. It's Hannah handing me a coffee and a joke and a look that says, I see you. It's sitting at my kitchen table without a low-grade panic humming under the surface. A week later, the group chat went quiet. Then Mom posted a photo of Dad fixing a fence. No caption. Jenna posted a picture of a bar floor after closing, sticky and ridiculous. Hate this, she wrote. But I did it. I tapped a heart. A month out, I took Lily to my parents on a Sunday with no ask attached. It felt like walking back into a building after the fire's out. Smell's still there, but the heat's gone. Mom opened the door. She didn't say, we're not your nannies. She said, come in. Dad was quieter. He looked older. He hugged Lily for a long time, then put her down and said to me, without meeting my eyes, the bank approved the plan. He cleared his throat. We sold some stuff. Good, I said. That's good. We ate lunch. Sandwiches. No mimosas. Mom asked about my shift and actually listened when I said it was heavy. I told them about the patient who held my hand and said, I'm scared, and how some days I feel like fear translator more than medic. Dad said, very softly, thank you for what you do. After, Mom asked if Lily could nap in the spare room. We'll keep her here while you sleep at home, she said quickly. If you want. Just today. She looked like she might stop breathing waiting for my answer. I checked myself. Not reaction. Choice. Thank you, I said. That would help. She smiled with her whole face, not the Facebook face. We'll text you if she wakes up early. On the drive home, I put the windows down. I didn't cry. I thought about airway, breathing, circulation again. Airway. Can we say the truth without choking on it? Breathing. Can we do this at a pace that doesn't kill us? Circulation. Can we keep what matters moving? Money to bills, energy to Lily, love to the actual places it belongs? My phone buzzed at a red light. A text from Mom. A photo of Lily asleep. Her curls a mess, her cheeks smashed against the pillow. Safe, Mom wrote. No heart emoji. Just the word. I slept for 3 hours. When I woke up, I didn't check my banking app first. I didn't scan my messages for a crisis. I made a sandwich. I stood at my sink and ate it. The quiet felt like mine. People say setting boundaries is selfish. Maybe it is, a little. But the other thing I was doing was selfish too. Playing hero so I didn't have to watch people I love struggle. Martyrdom is just control in a nicer outfit. The truth is simpler. I'm a dad. My job is to keep Lily safe, to keep me safe enough to keep her safe, and to let other adults carry their own weight, even if it means they wobble. That night, I picked Lily up. Mom handed me the backpack, a note about what she ate, what time she fell asleep, whether she asked for her pink blanket. It felt like another language we were starting to speak. At the door, Mom said, "Thank you for the budget thing." "You did the hard part," I said. She nodded. "We'll figure it out." On the way down the steps, Dad stopped me. "I shouldn't have said that. About nannies. I shouldn't have waited 3 years to say I'm not a bank," I said. He stared past me at the yard like it had answers. "We got used to you," he said. "Used to you fixing it." "I know," I said. "Me too." He looked at Lily, then back at me. "You're a good father." I exhaled. "That's the job." We drove home. Lily fell asleep halfway there. I carried her up the stairs and put her in bed. In the kitchen, I opened my notes app and looked at the last line I'd written, July, and autopay. I added one more line, just for me. August, started over. The moral isn't pretty. It's not family above all. It's family with boundaries. It's love without a credit limit. It's you can't pour from an empty account. I don't owe anyone my exhaustion. I owe my kid my presence, my patience, my laughter when she says cookie like a command. I still help. I still show up. I still answer calls when I can. But now, when a bill tries to slide under my door dressed like love, I send it back to its sender with a note, wrong address. And when people ask me for the short version, I give them the one that started this whole thing. My mom refused to watch my daughter. I say, she told me, "We're not your nannies." So I said, "You're right. And I'm not your bank." That's when everything got loud. Then it got quiet. Quiet is better. I lock the door, turn off the kitchen light, and go sit with my daughter's soft snore humming in the next room. I don't check my phone. I don't brace for the next ask. I breathe. I let the quiet do its work. Tomorrow, I'll put on my uniform. I'll check my rig. I'll tape my pen to the clipboard so it doesn't wander. I'll go heal strangers with steps and tape and patience. And when I clock out, I'll come home to the only job that never clocks out, the one I finally protected. I'm Scott. I'm a paramedic. I'm not their bank. I'm Lily's dad. That's the whole story. That's enough.